Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and I'm back with another TCG match. This time I'm playing CMT on the right side, which is the fastest deck in our format, and my opponent is playing a Trainer Lock deck. So we'll have to check out if Trainer Lock still has potential. It's a VVV deck, also known as Vileplume, Vanilluxe, and Victini, but also there's an Unfezant in there to have the Infinite Lock. If you have both Vanilluxe and Unfezant in the last zone, you'll be able to use double freeze and to finish off the deal using Fly, so your Mews become invulnerable the next turn. So my opponent starts with Relicanth on the active spot, which is a great card in a deck like this to have Pokemon in the last zone from turn 1. So as you see, Professor Elm's training method lets you put stage 1 or stage 2 in your hand, and then he uses his first attack to put it in the last zone, and then he's able to draw 3 cards. So it's pretty great that has Vanilluxe in the last zone from turn 1. So really great, you don't have to sacrifice any Mew for that, only a Relicanth, and it's my move, and I use Dual Ball, one of my main search cards to get out Pokemon in my deck. So let's see here. I have one head, so I'll be able to get out one Pokemon. I'm getting out Smeargle because I think I don't have any supporters in my hand at the moment. So we'll have to use Portrait to get myself a supporter this turn. Otherwise I won't be able to do much. And yeah, I'll bench my Smeargle, and let's see here. I'm using Skyro Bridge, so I already have that in play. That's great to have a free retreat on my Tornadus, so I can use Portrait from my opponent's hand. Let's see, he has an N there, so we're going to use N, because he had a pretty huge hand size since he drew 3 cards on the last turn, so an N is pretty great here. Hopefully I can manage to get a switch and a DCE or something that I'll be able to dunk. That's, what is it again? Relicanth. If I do that, I win the game. So as you see, this deck is pretty dangerous. The CMT deck has been used in many tournaments, and it won pretty much the same amount as a Zekrom EX Electric in my opinion. Both decks are top decks, so let's see if this Trainer Lock deck can keep up with my deck. So I'll get out Mewtwo EX with another Dual Ball. I'm using all my trainers at the moment just because, yeah, once Trainer Lock is in play, I won't be able to use any of those, so let's play him right now. Let's see, I already have 3 main attackers on my bench. Yeah, I also attached an Eviolite to my Tornadus, and I just attached a Grass Energy to Mewtwo EX and bench Celebi. And now it's my opponent's move. He's able to bench 2 Mews, so those will be pretty dangerous if he can get more stuff in the last zone. And looks like he doesn't have any Oddish yet, so that's a really great thing, because if he has second turn Vileplume or something like that using Rare Candy, I would have been in a really tough decision, because without Catcher, Dual Balls and Junkrams and stuff, my deck pretty much falls apart. And yeah, he uses another attack from Relicanth to draw 3 cards and puts 1 card from his hand in the lost zone. Looks like it's Flower Shop Lady, so he won't be able to get back his Mews, so I'm going to Catcher all the Mews right now, so I'll be rid of a bunch of those. And that way I'll be safe, since Mewtwo is almost powered up, so I can knock it out. Another Portrait, and it looks like he doesn't have any supporters, so I'm using Free Retreat thanks to Skyro Bridge, and there'll be X-Ball to get a knockout, so I can get a prize card. So I'm behind, or my opponent is behind in prize cards, so hopefully he doesn't run twins at the moment, or he didn't have any twins, so he didn't top deck any twins, which is good. So he's going for Cleffa and EK, which is one of the smartest things in this situation, because his hand was terrible. I saw it with Smeargle's Portrait, it wasn't that good, full of energies and stuff. So hopefully this match will continue if he has a better hand. Let's see here, he draws 6 cards thanks to his EK attack, and yeah, it looks like there's a Mew in there as well. Let's see, he's asleep, or let's see if he comes awake, and he's awake. So I'll be able to get another prize card here. Let's see, my bench looks pretty solid, to be honest. I have a Celebi for the energy acceleration, and I do have a Portrait. So yeah, my Smeargle, I'm gonna catch that Mew to knock it out. So he does have 2 other Mews in his hand, so that'll be great. I'm going to use Sage Training from his hand, discarding 3 cards as always. Sage Training. It's pretty nice to have that Smeargle in your deck, just because it has a great consistency in your deck. It brings that, and yeah, I'll knock out another Mew. So I have 2 prize cards already. So as you see, CMT is still as fast as ever. My opponent is struggling to get out any Oddish cards. So yeah, if he did have that first turn Collector and Twins, he would have been in a much better situation. But now his Mews are just catcher targets. If I knock out all his Mews, I win pretty much. So it looks like he has 2 Oddishes available, and yeah, his bench is looking a bit better. He does have that Rare Candy in his hand and a Sage Training, so he will be able to get out Vileplume on his next turn, I believe. So he uses the attack from Relicanth to get another card in the lost zone, and drawing 3 cards, so that's his ideal starter, if I say so myself. Relicanth pretty good. Using Juniper, discarding Celebi and an energy card. getting 7 new cards. So Juniper, the main supporter of my deck. Yeah, I do have a catcher in there, so I will be able to knock out. I will go for another Mew since he does have 2 Oddishes. It will be pretty stupid to knock out an Oddish. Let's see here. I do have a pretty large hand at the moment. I'm gonna catch a Mew, and I'll be using X-Ball. So Mewtwo versus Mew, it's kind of epic right here. I already knocked out 3 Mews with Mewtwo EX. So Mewtwo is taking the upper hand here. And as you see, stage training, there's a Vileplume in there, so he will be able to get out the Trainer Lock finally. So he might be able to come back in this game. And yeah, his bench pretty much exploded there for a second. So he got out Vileplume, and he has Mewtwo EX as well in his deck. I would have gone for the... he does have Victini in his hand. So he won't be able to bench that since his bench is full at the moment. So he will go to the attack mode since all his Mews are pretty much knocked out. So he says like, I'm going to knock out your Mewtwo EX before it's too late. I do have to get myself some prize cards. And since there's Trainer Lock in play, I will be able to power up my Mew later. That's what he's thinking. So I do have to pick 3 more prize cards. So that isn't actually that bad. If I pick 2 more prize cards, he can get his infinite lock going. He does has to put 1 Unfezant in his Lost Zone to put it in play, but we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, it looks like I don't have any Mewtwo EXs in my hand, and with Trainer Lock I can't use Revive, I can't use Junk Arm, I can't use any other stuff, so it'll be pretty hard to get myself that Mewtwo EX back. I do run Super Rod, but yeah, it's pretty much useless in this situation, so I discard my entire hand Juniper since I can't use anything. That DCE is painful, but since I run Shaymin, I'll be able to move around the energies from my Tornaduses if I really have to. And it looks like there isn't any Mewtwo EX in my Juniper, so I'll be able to attack with Tornadus instead. That's the only thing I can do. Lucky for me that Tornadus has Eviolite attached to him, so he won't be knocked out thanks to Mewtwo. And there we go, a Hurricane, 80 damage on Mewtwo EX. So it's looking pretty solid, the gameplay right here. I have 3 prize cards remaining, my opponent has 4 prize cards remaining, so yeah, there's an N. It's pretty great in this situation since he already has his lockout, like he has Vileplume, he has a Mew with a Prism energy, so the only thing he has to have is an Unfezant in his hand. That way he can use Relicanth to put it in the Lost Zone, and then his infinite lock is complete. So we'll have to see if he can figure it out how to do it. Yeah, his communications are blocked, his rare candies are blocked, so we will have to rely on the supporters alone, or Eek if he has to do that. But that Mewtwo EX is in a dangerous situation anyway. But he can survive if yeah, with an N I only have 3 cards, so the chance that I have Mewtwo EX is pretty much slim because I can't use Super Rod to bring back my Mewtwo EX from the discard pile. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Without my other Mewtwo EX, Dual Ball is blocked as well, so I have to attack with Tornadus in this situation. Let's see here, I'll use another Hurricane, so the energies are switching around from one Tornadus to the other. Lucky for me, Skyro Bridge is in play, so I can switch around my Tornadus if I want to, so that other one will be safe on the bench. And it looks like there's another N here, so we'll be playing a bunch of Ns starting right now. So yeah, since I already had this battle, I know that there will be a bunch of Ns after this turn, so this is the second N in a row. So both gets, he gets 4, I get 3 cards. And it looks like he finally has his Unfezant in the Lost Zone. So yeah, he retreats his Mewtwo EX and he draws 3 cards thanks to the attack from Relicanth and puts Unfezant in the Lost Zone. So he's looking pretty good at the moment. Lucky for me, his Mew is the only Mew in his deck left. That he only has to get out the Rescue Energy to save that Mew in order to have your lock going. Because yeah, you have to rely on Victini to get the lock in the first place, and he doesn't seem to have any Victini in play yet, so he's still waiting for that. And I'm still waiting for my Mewtwo EX because yeah, Tornadus is pretty slow against the other Pokemon, but yeah, Mewtwo EX from my opponent only has 1 HP remaining, I guess, so it'll be pretty easy to knock it out. So I get my 4th prize card, and it's my opponent's move, so he evolves to Gloom for some reason. It's not really necessary. And another N, and I had 2 Ns in my hand already, so yeah, this match is full of N. That turns the game around, and one of the most powerful supporters in our current format, and it'll stay for quite a while since it's a Noble Victories card, and yeah, Noble Victories won't become rotated out or something. It'll be in play for a couple of years, so we'll have still the chance to play it. And he promotes his Cleffa here. since he wants to get out that Victini, but yeah, looks like Victini is somewhere in his deck that he doesn't pop out, so he's going to use Eek. If he had that Victini at the moment, he would have been in a better position since he would have been able to attack right now, but it's too risky to attack even without Victini. You know, I have a chance on double tails, and it looks like Victini is in his hand, so next turn I am in a bad situation since I'm in a trainer lock and he has the complete lock, like Unfezant and Vanilluxe is both in the lost zone, so yeah, no, it's not looking pretty good for me. Let's see if I can get my last 2 prize cards. I'll be able to get my a prize card right now to knock out that Cleffa, and that'll be it. Now I'm in the lock. Hopefully, I just have to hope that my opponent flips tails a bunch of times, that I'll remain, or that I can knock out one Pokemon and I win. So yeah, if his luck, if his trainer luck works out, or if his coin flips work out, I'm pretty much done for. So as you see, it's a pretty slow deck, that Mew deck, but once it's set up, it's actually really good. You'll be surprised how good it is. I can do anything, as you see. With Train Lock, all my items are blocked, and with that Paralyzation method, I'll be stuck there. I can't use Switch, I can't retreat, I can't do anything, and with the Fly ability, or the attack from Unfezant, he'll be safe if he knocks out my Tornadus. So that's pretty much how the deck works. Hopefully you guys want to check it out. It's pretty effective if you can manage to pull it off, and it looks like there's one head, so yeah, double freeze, I'm paralyzed, so I just skip right here. There's actually nothing in my hand that can do anything, just an energy to my active Tornadus. And yeah, I just have to hope for a bunch of tails. It's my opponent's move. I'm in the infinite lock, so I'm just hoping for some tails to win this battle. So he builds up his Mewtwo EX to finish off the deal once Mew knocks out something, or if he has to pick his last prize card, so a Sage Training. And that'll be it. He's going to use another double freeze, I believe. And in this situation, if he flips 2 heads, I'm in a good position as well, since he, yeah, I'll be knocked out and I can attack with another Pokemon. So yeah, he does double freeze, and he only has 1 heads, which means I'm still paralyzed and I'm still locked. And now it's my opponent's move again. I just skip, since there's pretty much nothing I can do. And yeah, with those 2 in the lost zone, it's just pretty annoying. He's attaching another energy to Mew, that way he'll be able to attack with the other attack from what is it, Vanilluxe or Unfezant, and looks like he's using Fly, and I'm knocked out. So with Fly, Mewtwo or Mew Prime can be attacked on my turn, so yeah, I can knock it out. I can use Catcher, I can use anything, so I'm just gonna skip again. Looks like Mewtwo EX is finally on my bench. And I'm shuffling thanks to PONT, Professor Oak's new theory. Yeah, actually, if I look at it at this deck from my opponent, it's actually pretty interesting. I haven't seen it in any tournament yet, but it looks pretty solid, if you say so myself. So it looks like if he had a better start, like a collector start, he would have been in a much better position, since I only need to pick 1 more prize card at the moment. It was so fast against other decks. This Mew deck will be really great, actually. And yeah, I have to pass since that Fly is still in play, and yeah, he's using Vanilluxe's attack again to make me paralyzed. So yeah, I'm paralyzed, I can't do anything. Looks like I forgot to switch around my Tornadus, but yeah, I can't attack anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to skip here, I believe. Looking through my hand, there's pretty much nothing in there that I can use. So I skip, it's my opponent's move. And he's going straight for another double freeze. 1 hits. Yeah. Bang, I'm paralyzed again. So here you see the good side of Mew, but now it comes to an end. Since he's using Fly, he only has to flip twice, and they're both tails, even with the Victini ability, so I'm safe. I'll be able to knock out that Mew, since I won't receive any damage and Fly doesn't work, so Hurricane, and I win. So if my opponent had thrown 1 head, I would have been in a bad position. My opponent can take a prize card, he would be invulnerable the next turn and stuff like that. So once the luck works and your coin flips go your way, you can't lose anymore. So you should definitely check out this deck if you haven't already. And yeah, everyone that's watching, thanks for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for another battle video and episode which will be uploaded tomorrow. So thanks for watching. This was ZapdosTCG. Till next time.